Welcome to the Will Is podcast on this Sunday. How y'all doing? I'm back. I'm coming at you fresh. Got a little rest. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to you wonderful mothers of the world, to you future mothers, to you once upon a time mothers. You don't stay a mother forever. But nevertheless, how you guys doing? I hope you've sent messaging to your parents, your mothers especially. I have. Not too much communication, but yeah, the messaging has been sent. Happy Mother's Day to you mothers. Happy Mother's Day to you, to the mothers that love their kids. Yes, yes, indeed. All mothers aren't very mothering. Just to let you know, so that those of you who have wonderful relationships with your mother, wonderful relationships as a unit, as a family, people that understand those type of uh, those family valuable moments, those things that make you who and what you are. Your mothers are important. So we're gonna go through some. We're gonna discuss Mother's Day and how and what mothers do to make our lives better or worse. Like I say, all mothers aren't made equally. That's a fact. So let's jump into it. We always got to keep it with some edutainment around here. Let me play some music. You know what I'm saying, for you mothers, something nice. Yeah, yeah, just give you something to think about too on this Mother's Day. Get some little lounge music playing. See if we like this. All right. Uh, they're not my speed. That's whack. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Check it out. This Mother's Day show, what we gonna talk about? First off, when does mothering end? I know some of y'all will say never. I'll never stop being a mother. That mothering ends when your child does not depend on you anymore and they are not a child. I know people with a lot of different types of relationships with their mothers. They're very peculiar. None of them are alike. They're not even the same. People have the same parents and have different relationships with their mothers. Being a mother, I'm pretty sure it is a very complex situation. I'll never be a mother, so I will never know what it feels like to bear a child. I'll never know what it feels like to uh, be a mother, period. I'm a father, not a mother. So, when does mothering end? Hmm. I think it depends on the needs of a child or even an adult. Some adults still need parenting because they were raised or were not raised. Some people grow up with their children. Yeah, you're learning along with your child. Some relationships, in some relationships, the child is raising the parent. I understand that being a mother is complex. I'll never be one. But I can observe every being on this planet came from a woman. Every specimen, every walk of life, last time I checked, came from the female perspective, or the female, the giver of life. The bringer of life into the world is the woman. Yeah. But this is not about women, this is about mothers. Every woman is not a mother, but every woman has a mother. See? True statement. But when does mothering a being end? It is unhealthy to mother too long. You create children that are not equipped for life. You create beings that are forever in need of you, because you don't want them to grow up in certain circumstances, because some women love being a mother so much they don't want to be anything else. They don't want to figure out another thing. That's all they want to be. They love it. It doesn't even matter how good they think they are at it. They think they're the best. Every mother thinks they are the best mother. Newsflash, you should ask your children. Some of y'all scared to ask that question because you don't want an honest answer. See, as a mother, you guys have the most difficult jobs on this damn planet. It's to keep learning. If you ever want to keep a relationship with your children, you have to keep learning. Yeah, you do. So that was the first WIP moment. It was, when does mothering end? It has to end. When people grow up, you got to respect them on an even playing field then. You don't get to play the boss. You don't get to play the one in charge either, because you're just not anymore. You learn, you evolve, you grow up. Then there may be a relationship. But if you can't learn, evolve, and grow, can't nobody mother you no more either, huh? That's why it's your job, mothers. Next point. Next WIP moment. How to celebrate your mother. I always let them know you think about them. I always let them know you love them. I always let them know how much you appreciate them for the great things they have done. Always remembering the past, the great lessons that you've learned, the good relationships, the good times. That's how you got here, through your mother. Always honor your mother. If you're wrong, apologize. If you're right, and you've been wronged by your mother, just walk away. Untether yourself for a while. Don't hate. Show. Always show who you are. Always mean what you say, so that you don't have to go round and round with your parent. If you're a parent too, you are an adult. You're not subservient to your mothers and your fathers. Y'all on equal playing fields. They don't like to tell you that, because they like to treat you like a thimbob and, make you feel like you gotta walk by their music. You're not a child anymore. That's not what adults do. So celebrate your mother by being honest. Love them. Let them know you think about them and that you appreciate them. But you don't owe them anything. That's a fact check. Okay. When is mothering costly? Shit, every day, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a mother, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure being a mother is costly daily. Unless you know how to free yourself. See, when you free yourself and you have done the right things, when you haven't harmed or degraded or misinformed your children, you should be free of anything when it comes to what you have given, because it's priceless. What mothers sacrifice is far more than any of us men could. We can't have children. Women are stuck with them kids unless they put them up for adoption. But most mothers that are mothers, they keep their kids. They raise their kids under some very neglecting circumstances, because some men don't stick around. Some men won't stick around. And it's a reason why they won't stick around too, ladies. See, sometimes being a mother grows women up, and sometimes being a mother breaks women. Either way, the relationship that you would have with the man will forever change, depending on what type of growth you do as a woman. I don't think mothers should have children too young. I think a mother should be mature enough in the brain to be able to teach that child lessons. But we all know this is not a perfect world, and things just don't happen that way all the time. I think you mothers are incredible beings, but some of you don't. Some of you need a class or two on parenting. Even you older mothers. Some of you need to learn how to let go. Some mothers need to learn how to grow up. If your child outgrow you at some point in time, you're doing something wrong. You're not listening, you're not paying attention, but you're also not ruling. Because you shouldn't be trying to rule no one. That's the problem with some ideologies of women. They think you should be the ruler of your children. Your children won't develop if you rule them. Next WIP moment. Do mothers get their flowers? I think so. I think mothers get their flowers a lot. And I think they should continue to get their flowers. They are the most unique beings on the planet, a mother. Absolutely. Mothers should always get their flowers and, always be appreciated. I agree with that. But let me bring up a point. What if mothers are not so good to their children? Do they deserve flowers too? Man, I guess so. You had them. But that's the question you should ask your children if you deserve flowers. My opinion, I would say all mothers deserve their flowers. But I would ask their children, what kind of a mother were you? That's an important question, because if you had to be evaluated on your parenting skills, on your mothering skills, on your, what if you were judged? What if there was consequences for being a terrible mother? I think mothers should always protect their relationships with their children. Always tell your children the truth. Never practice manipulation. Never lie to them and expect them to be honest with you. Never raise an honest child and become a liar. You will not have a good relationship. That's a fact. So, do mothers get their flowers? They've earned them. They had you. So yeah, mothers do get their flowers. I totally agree. Do mothers love being a mom? Hmm. I don't think so. Not all the time. Why you think kids go up for adoption? Some kids wish they went up for adoption, depending on the type of parent they had. Being a mother, though, I say again, is a very sacred responsibility. So, mothers in the world, it's okay to practice humility. It's okay to know you can do a better job. It's even okay if you know you've done the best you can and the situation still is what it is. You tried. You know, as a son, I never wanted to give my mother problems or reason to, get me out of the penitentiary. I kind of kept myself I was a little afraid to disappoint my mother. But I got a mother and three sisters. The only male in that household. I had to grow up to be a man. So I'm a lot different. I grew up knowing I was way different from a woman. We ain't had nothing in common for real. I didn't have the same likes. Not a girl. Didn't want to be one either. I knew I was all man. And I loved being all man all my life. Women growing up in a house with a lot of sisters and a mother, it is tough. You're the only one of your kind. You don't agree on pretty much nothing. You're an outsider in your own home. I couldn't wait to get out of the house when I was a child. I left home at 17 years old. It was too much estrogen for me. Love my mother, love my sisters. But I tell you one thing, the complexities in the way I grew up is everybody think they're your mama. Everybody think they run you. Everybody think they're in control of you. And you're like, it makes you, I will admit, I'm a little scarred from my upbringing, a little traumatized. Because you have to position yourself in situations because you never want to be dominated by no one. So my whole family is dominant. Dominant women and dominant men. That's why in my situation with my mother, I have to be careful. When we ain't vibing, we stay away. Completely. But you give her respect and you say Happy Mother's Day and have a great day. That's my perspective. Anyway. So, mothers have a lot to think about. Mothers have a lot to do. Mothers have a lot on their minds at all times, especially a man at some time. But anyway, check it out. This is just an appreciation show, a little education show, and giving Mother's Day flowers show. And just having a little conversation about, how to make your relationships better with your children and children, how to make your relationships better with your parents. But this show is for adults, so no one's a child here. You know what I mean? We just get to say, let's just build relationships better with our parents. But if we can't, you disassociate yourself so that you can live a good life for yourself. Once again, like I mentioned in the previous show, sure y'all caught it on one of my shorts. Don't ever live for nobody but yourself. Parents, mothers, at some point you're going to have to stop living for your children. You got to learn how to live for you. So stop meddling in your children's business. Stop. That makes you a not so good mother. Your opinions are only valued if they are asked for. Stop giving your opinions if no one asks for your opinion. Mothers are not the rulers of the world. You set the tone for the world. That's what mothers do. So when you see all these atrocious children out here, how were they raised? I champion women. I champion mothers. But we got to be honest with ourselves. Globally, there's some bad shit going on, mamas. Every single thing that's going on this planet, every single human being had a mother. Mothers, I beg of you, heal your relationships with your children. Heal your relationships with your husbands. Heal your relationships with your fathers if you can. Heal your relationships with your daughters if you can. Mothers, your responsibility is to set the tone. We want a better world, mothers. And it starts with you. That's what I know. Do better. The world is burning. Well, anyway, we all love you, mothers. We all love you. We love our mothers. Let's just figure out how to improve those relationships. Because you're not always right. A lot of the times you're wrong. A lot. So let's work on getting better. Let's work on telling the truth. Let's leave out the manipulations. Let's leave out the lies. Because a lot of you mothers will tell ugly lies just so you can maintain control. But that's an illusion. Mothers, your kids and your children will grow up and they will tell you. They'll give you a proper evaluation. So for you Bible thumpers, parents, you love to tell your children the Bible says, obey your parents. That's true. But you leave one thing out on purpose. This is what makes you a liar. Parents, do not provoke your children. Because that's when the gloves can come off. That's a human being. The respect, out the window. When you get disrespectful to your children, parents, don't act like you're going to get some respect. That ain't going to happen. If they give your ass what you need, you ask for it. Don't provoke them. Because then you get your ass in a real vulnerable situation as a parent, thinking that you can do what you want. Yeah, man, people take their fucking parents up out of this bitch, man. Don't provoke your children. Because it's foul, cruel, wrong, and ungodly. If you want to raise a slave, make sure you can take care of that slave for the rest of your life. Because that's just what you want to create. You don't get to do as I say, done as I do shit. Need to go away, mothers. Hold yourself accountable. Put yourself in a good situation so that your children will respect you and you will maintain a wonderful, loving, long relationship. Because if you start lying and manipulating, relationships get cut short. You don't grow no more. You miss out on children's of your children's. You'll miss out on a lot of shit. And I promise you, if your fucking behavior is bad, mothers, you will deserve it. Practice some humility. Grow up, mothers. You done raised enough of us. But it might be sometimes that you need to start working and developing yourself. You may have been an adult a long time, or longer than your child, but you goddamn sure may not have developed. Go back and get that development. Go back and learn some things you should have learned a long time ago. Because if you don't, it'll cost you. Anyway, happy Mother's Day. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all go enjoy yourselves. Love on your mothers if you can. Eat some good food. Husbands, take care of your wives because they're the mother of your children. Mothers, have a good day. We love you. But I want you to say it with me because this show is over. The will is yours. Happy Mother's Day to you beautiful mothers. Yay.